Now you change your. No.
Am I there? Yeah. Oh. Yeah. So you. Okay, wait. We have to make. Well, everyone needs to see everybody. Since we're all. Is Maruf and Shailendra on?
I can't see them. I can see this only me and you.
This does not work if it's you and I, because we're next to each other already.
I've invited everyone. I don't know what's taking them so long.
Because no one understands how to use Google Hangouts.
Why don't you use Google Hangouts then?
Because they do everything.
And 9 people say it's a village. Who raised child? Who else was supposed to be here?
Maru, Shailendra, Dated at GovDavin.
I've seen all of them invitation. I think there's just need to click the link inside the email.
Okay, but I can't say that you're sitting next to me and it took us like 45 minutes to figure that out.
Just call them, no?
Dated.gov.in is the NIC and we all know they don't know
Not yet. Let him join there.
Okay.
You are the girl.
So,
Shall you do your speech?
let's work out the technical difficulties before we start.
You and him.
Yeah, there's just two.
Yeah, I know, it's just me and him, literally.
But it's
Say hi to someone else and like.
Shailendra, who's the first present ID?
Dated.gov.in.
At this rate, who's gonna show up first will be the first one.
Yeah.
We have time, it's not 6:30 yet, we have 2 minutes. The government to join our hangout.
Hey, you know what?
Wow, my camera is so crap on this
I
computer.
know.
May I just make a suggestion?
You cannot until I figure out how to call the government and get them to join our hangout. I have the most concerned feeling for them, actually, of all my concerned feelings.
They're not gonna hear us. Shit.
He can see hers, but his screen cracks.
What do you mean? Shailendra, where are you?
No, he's viewing that with viewer, I think. Again, the same.
Okay.
Not join. You need to add people. I did the
Well, how can we hear a link then?
Oh,
Oh, no. Somebody's phone.
is he there? He needs this box. Can you see this?
I can't see anybody. I can see 2 of us join and 1 person is viewing.
What? This
Show me the camera. Where?
computer is older than you. Have some respect. It's your elder. Okay? He did it!
I can't see anybody.
Maru, what?
Where is he? I sent him the first. He was the first one to say.
How are you the technology genius of India?
I want to. I want to.
You're elder. Okay?
I'll be on here, right? We'll Shit.
Is this all recorded? The whole, like, oh wait, I'm calling out the Mishra. Don't call me that. Where are you, Maru?
Let's look at
I don't know. I think we can.
Are you on the Hangout? Can you?
Page ping or something. Just close that in case it pings. We will get. Yeah. Just close that. Just stop it, I guess. Yes. Can you hear us? Usha, can you hear us?
Being broadcast to India. So please join. The rest of us are here. You have the link? Where's
Tell him I sent him again.
Okay. Okay, we're muting Hyderabad for a second.
Tej, I can't hear you.
It's all muted.
Yeah, it's all muted.
Yeah, now I can hear you.
Good.
Yeah, now it's
Sweet.
unmuted.
Sweet.
Yeah, let me show the audience.
Okay.
We'll put it a little bit. I think you need to like.
You have to talk in your time.
Yeah, it's
Hey.
Is it the intro session here?
So you can see everyone. But
Yeah,
as of
we'll
now,
keep it in the corner when we figure out.
When we want to do on the
But
No.
but I think they went together.
I saw Sajja.
And who is this? Fino or Sharon? Hyderabad. Oh, Sharon.
we are just waiting for some people from data.gov.in to start, and then we can just start. Just a couple minutes.
Okay.
So we have all like 4 locations at least online. We're just waiting for like a person from Data.org.
Yes. Where's my computer? Where's, where did I put it? Oh, here we go.
This is USB.
The thing is that we need to.
Put that microphone. This.
On the video and see that if it's taking.
Is it on this side or the other side? Is it on the other side?
Wait. Here.
Does it work? Okay.
Don't get.
Sent it. Let me just. And if they don't join by, then we'll just have them.
I think it's best. I think so. Okay. And who's doing the shot? They start the bottom.
I have the link. They have my phone number.
Is this?
Okay. I can't move this whole setup now.
Okay. So just put some couple of books on it so it goes on again.
Okay.
I think we should.
So, am I still on mute?
It's, I mean,
Hey, everyone, can you hear me? Yeah, we got a thumbs up.
We can hear you, yeah.
Okay, great. So I think we're going to start, and hopefully data.gov will join us in a bit, just because we have a lot of things to cover today. I'm going to pan Bangalore a little bit. Everyone wave! There we go. Camera's terrible, I apologize. So, there's a good crowd today in Bangalore. Hyderabad, do you want to pan a little bit so we can see who's there? No, just Srinivas. You can only see Srinivas? No. Okay. Ahmedabad?
But I don't have the.
Can you pan the...
yeah, turn it on.
Turn it around. Oh, you can't see them.
Wait.
That's okay. 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 So thank you guys for coming to our open access event. This is the first time we're doing an event with multiple cities from multiple chapters. So I appreciate the patience with all our technical difficulties. And we're very excited to kind of share a lot of the projects and work that has been going on at DataMeet and with other groups that are working in open access. Access to Knowledge has been doing, you're going to speak, right? Yeah. Okay. A bunch of stuff with Wikipedia and various other different kinds of forms of knowledge sharing. DataMeet has been doing a lot of open data work. And Open Access India is going to also come share what they've been doing in different parts of the country with their work. And if Data.gov joins us, they will also share their experience with. And I'm going to let the chapters introduce themselves. Oh, okay. Multiple on the box. Awesome. So, Ahmedabad, do you want to introduce what you guys are up to? Who you are and what you're going to be talking about?
Hi, this is Maruf, one of the organizers of Ahmedabad chapter. We have some 15-20 attendees here. We have the Assistant Municipal Commissioner from Ahmedabad Municipal Corporation who looks after e-governance. We have participants from the Dhirubhai Ambani Institute of Information and Communication Technology, AICT. And we have students and faculty members from SEPT, budding planners. They should be interested in data. We have been doing meetups for like 3-4 months now. This is the 4th meetup, and fortunately the Open Access Week and therefore the multi-city event. Hoping that in the months, coming months, we should be able to scale up the community and the kind of things that we would be able to do. That's it from me. Shravan, do you want to add something? Shravan is adding something.
I'm sorry, I'm the co-organizer of the Ahmedabad chapter, and as Maruf mentioned, we have quite a bunch of people from Mix, so it's quite a mix, and then I work here at CEPT and also at the Center for Green Mobility, which works on transportation issues. So yeah, that's my intro. Anything else? No.
Okay, Hyderabad.
Hi guys, I'm Srinivas, part of the transportation working group of DataMate. So here's it's Shailendra. Just one, yeah. We are only 3 people over here, and we are new team, new city to join DataMate. So in future, you will see more of Hyderabad events. So waiting to update you guys on what's bringing at Hyderabad.
Awesome, thank you. Data.gov. Are you guys here? Tansu?
Yeah. Hi, my name is. Am I audible? Yes, my name is Sitangshu. I am from the Open Government Data Platform India team from National Informatics Center, and we'll have Madam Alka Mishra, who is a senior technical director for the same project. She's handling. He's the head of Open Government Data Platform division. She's also here. She will join and she will share the updates related to open government data in India.
Hi, this is Alka Mishra, and as Sitanshu told you, I am working with the Open Government Data team, and that is the government portal which we are taking care, and Sitanshu is also one of the members.
Great, we're so glad you guys can come and share your work with us. Sridhar, are you there? Oh, we can't hear you. No, the volume is too low. Oh, there it is. Oh no, we can't hear you. Wait a minute. Unmute. There you go. Can you try again? No, we'll get back to you. Shooters with open access. And he will hopefully come back a little later to share his update. Okay, awesome. So,
Who's next?
open. Alpha Man, do you want to share your open data.gov.in update? And
Yes,
what you guys?
Nisha, why not? But what time do we start?
We're starting now.
Starting now?
Yeah, is that okay?
Yeah, it's fine. But I just couldn't get the names of the others. Could you just repeat? I joined a bit late.
Yeah, no problem. So the Bangalore team is here, Sage and I, and Sajid from Geo Bangalore and various others. And then from Ahmedabad, it's Maruf and Shravan, who are at SEP. And then from Hyderabad, it's Srinivas and Shailendra, who are with the Hyderabad chapter. And then Sridhar Gautam from Open Access India.
Okay, hi everyone.
Hi.
Hi.
Yeah, hello. So, do you want me to go through a presentation or you would just like a brief about it? Which way would you like it?
You can do your presentation. You can share your screen with the Hangout so that we
Okay, fine. Yeah, just give me a sec.
Yeah.
It's the green button on the left.
It's this green button on the left.
Yeah. I just first get my presentation.
Okay, yeah, no problem. No problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it visible?
No, for some reason it's not. Give it a minute. Is it there? Yeah, it's coming up. Is my computer slow? Is that what it is?
Yeah. Okay, so I'll go straight into the presentation. Hi everyone, and you'll be really happy to know that actually government is now taking this initiative to, they're taking real interest in the Open Government Data Initiative of India. And now many of the, internationally also, the G20 Anti-Corruption Working Group has put one of its principles as open data by default. And India being a G20 group, it has been taken up quite seriously now by the team have been trying to talk to the department, engaging with the central ministries to come up with the data that they have and for people to use, reuse, and redistribute. And I need not tell you why government data should be opened up, which I am very sure all of you really understand, that it is to help each one of us to make use of it in a much potential, even available government seldom put in use because of the closed format, because of the non-usable format. So as a result, even India has taken up that we should open the government data as much as possible. All of you must be knowing that our open data policy, which is NDSAP, National Data Sharing and Accessibility Policy, has been Gazette notified in March 2012. So now it is nearly 3.5 years since the policy is in place, and this says that government in and information should be available in a machine readable format. Unfortunately, even though the policy is in place, it did not take it off very easily because there is no act around this policy. It is just a recommendatory thing for the ministries, basically for the central departments. And the scope is to cover all the government of India, directly or indirectly authorized agencies which are collecting the data. And who are the key stakeholders? The Department of Science and Technology had spearheaded in formulating this policy. So they had many interministerial, consultation. After that, the policy frame was the policy was framed. In the policy itself, they said that there should be a national central repository or portal which would hold all the government data, and that portal was called data.gov.in, that is Open Government Data Platform of India, and NIC DIT, that is Department of Electronics and IT, the responsibility setting up this portal with the metadata standards, working with the ministries and departments in helping them release the data and open that. And third, actually very important, ministry departments themselves, because the data actually belongs to them, which needs to be opened up through this portal in an open format for all of us, all the citizens to use, reuse and redistribute and come up with applications, mashups, visualizations and things like that. The role of the departments is very, very important. They had to nominate a senior officer who was known as a chief data officer. Earlier he was called data controller, but many of the occasions we told that the data nomenclature is not very good because we are calling data and we are saying that it will be done by data controller. So it is now being rechristened as chief data officer. It is this officer who is responsible for the release of data sets from his department. And this chief data officer in return nominates many other officers who are the data contributors. So the data contributors are departmental heads or division heads who contribute the data through the workflow system, and this gets approved by the data officer and thereby it gets published on this portal. And they were supposed to, the policy also talks of setting up a small NDSAP cell within the departments. The department had to prepare a negative list which they had to share with Department of Science and Technology and Ministry of Home Affairs. This was the list which they would tell in this, what is that they would not publish. This mainly was data pertaining to individual identification or data pertaining to the security of the country. Apart from this negative list, everything else, every other data which the department collects was falling in the positive list, which did on OGD data.gov.in. And the states departments had to see and monitor their open data program. Now, the journey of publishing the data sets is actually, the first thing was to identify the data sets which could be contributed. Thereafter, compile and clean the data sets, prepare the metadata, which is very, very important for the data to be discovered easily. And after that, data contributors submitted this data, which which was reviewed by the data officer and published by the NIC, which we followed were basically four-pronged strategy. We realized as a team that the initiative needed a push. A lot of workshops had to be done, a lot of engagement with the departments, one-to-one sessions, hand-holding had to be worked out so that the departments could appreciate the open data initiative of the government as well as the international movement which is going around open data, and thereafter release the data on this platform. So that was the workshop. Seminar stakeholder engagement was a must, which we have followed, and we quarterly conduct all these sessions to benefit the departments to release the data. We realized that the portal would be actually more useful only if there is a citizen engagement, whether they would rate the debt or they would endorse it or they could even request for a data set. So once the request exceeds a minimum number, we have made it 50. Once the endorsements are more than 50, we send the request to the respective departments requesting the chief data officer to release data which the system is looking for. And then the NDSAP cell I've already talked about, and then the chief data officer who had to be nominated and who would drive this initiative in his or her department. At the moment, we have around 107 chief data officers already nominated for this work. The system of the Open Government Data Platform basically are two. That is the one system which is the government which generates data, the government which collects the data, and which is the repository of all the data using the taxpayers' money. So this was one ecosystem. So we have made a data, a backend which facilitates the government departments to publish their APIs, to publish their data sets, and it has a web-based system, and it has got a standard metadata which has worked out using the international data. Through this metadata workflow system, the departments push their data sets. The other ecosystem obviously are the citizens, the end users, and they get the data from the front end, that is data.gov.in, and they can download the data set, they can download the applications, they can do visualization or they can visual access of the same data. They can APIs, of the data, the developer community consume data on real-time basis. After these two ecosystems, which we as a team could envisage, we have realized that there is a stronger ecosystem which is evolving, that is the community. So like Data Meets, the community which is working already on a lot of government data, which understands the value of data, is emerging through this ecosystem, which strong community is both the government in the data that they and government in, as well as they help the government in maintaining the quality of the data. This is just a snapshot of what data.gov looks like. We have changed the UI, the user interface, to enable you to get the data more easily and to enable you to search for the data sets in a more fast manner. So see, everything is available in the home page itself. At a glance, you can see the number contributed, and these data sets have been categorized as catalogs to help you understand the sector-specific data. and you can see how many times the data has been viewed and downloaded, and you can even get to know how many APIs are already available for the data sets which are contributed. Even the team makes one visualization every day to help that data better. The charts and graphs are better understood better. So the tables are converted into charts, graphs. So the visualization gallery is there for you to access the data in a visual way. Then you have a catalog which gives you a whole lot of filters, which enables you to filter through, browse through the respective data that you're looking for, be it sector or be it department wise, or even free text search is enabled. Then you have an API section where you can get all the APIs which are available to you, and in case you have not, you can even request for an API. We have a community section where participation from you is welcome. So if you go to the blog section, you can write your own data stories, you can come up with your own infographics, you can write a blog, and you can contribute on data.gov.in and explain and share your experience with us, whether it was while using the data sets or whether it was while looking for a data. It is open for you for your participation. These are the filters which are there. You could filter their N number, filter on the group name, frequency, type of data which is given through visualization, ministry, departments. All these filters help in discovering your data in a better way and improves your search. So all these filters have been put in place. And another important thing that I would share is that as a team we have developed widget. Now what is this widget? Widget is data pertaining. I can hear an echo. Can you hear the echo too? Am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay. So all the data sets which a particular has contributed could be available to you as a widget. Embed own websites. So blog data, say for energy sector, whether it's by the state or the department or by planning commission, everything will come under one window. So you can embed this widget, and you can even rate the data set available, and you could talk directly to the chief data officer. These features are there to help you engage with the data sets and help you engage with the government department. A matrix is also there in place, which is a dashboard which gives you a bird's overview of the contribution made by the different government departments. So it is in order, the maximum data sets contributed comes right on top, and you can see how many data sets have been contributed by whom. This is just a way to encourage healthy competition between the departments and Ministry of Home, who are the top 10 contributors of data sets. As of today, the Registrar General of Census, RGI, is topping the list, followed by Agriculture and Cooperation, then and family, and then we have got the entire time series data from Planning Commission. Now it is known as Niti Aayog, and then Ministry of Statistics, Program Implementation, Ministry of Water Resources, Central Electricity Authority given us data, Ministry of Road Transport and Highways, Department of Higher Education has also contributed quite a lot of valuable data sets, and Rajya Sabha data is also available on this portal. This is just a glimpse of the visualization that we create every single day. and you can see and you can use the visualization engine which we have developed. Any one of you could use it. You could put your own Excel sheet, use the visualize.data.gov.in and come out with a visual access of your data set. So this is open to citizen for using the visualization engine, and we also make it put one visualization every single day. What are the services available? Like I had said, that suggestions are even received from citizen for the data that they are looking for. And we have closed around 30% of the suggestions that we have received. Those data sets have been provided to them. Then you can directly write to Chief Data Officer in case you need some clarification or you need to understand more about the data. You could directly write to them. Then this catalog which we are providing of the resources, data sets and apps, this itself is available to you as a service. You can embed it. You can use the customized widget to put it in your own blogs. And then you've got embedded catalogs in web. You can embed it in your websites and blogs. And then we've developed custom widgets which you can also consume. That is, all the sector-specific catalog could be consumed by you. Visualization engine is available to you for your use, and you can also use and put data and get the visualizations, and you can save it in your own presentation. Now, a person can rate the data, a person can endorse the data, can request for an API, and can even showcase apps developed using open data. There is a featured apps gallery. If you have developed any application or mashups or have come up with an infographics, you could showcase work of yours and contribute in this featured gallery if you use the data published on data.gov.in. The status is around, as it's slightly old slide, we've got around 107 Chief Data Officers already there, and we've got around 17,900 assets at the moment, and close to 610 visualizations which have been created. About 84 APIs have been made. The team is constantly trying to give you as many APIs as possible, and we are working on it. And the data which has been viewed is around 4.11 million times and downloaded about 1.63 times. Now, the community engagement is a very, very important thing, and we would love to participate as a team in your community work regarding data, whether it is Open Data Camp, whether it is GigFest, or it is the industry to work out something with us. Like Microsoft had Code for Honor Award, which they are awarding people, startups who are developing applications using the data from data.gov.in. And then we've got CMA, that is the Chennai Municipal Administration, who have conducted hackathons using this platform. So we are constantly trying to aid you to come up with value and to come up with ways of improving the data which is being on data.gov.in. These are some of the snapshots of the community hackathons, whether it was during the 12th five-year plan, whether it was during the data meets, or whether it was while the university, Delhi University students were engaging with the data contributed on data.gov.in. So these are some of the snapshots where community engagement has played a very, very vital role. Now, we have even had open data apps contest in which we opened this contest to the SMEs, startups, industry, asking them to use this data in coming up with innovative applications. And we have got some good number of applications which are available on data.gov.in under the featured apps gallery. And believe me, there are at least 2 or 3 apps which have been developed regarding mandi prices, and now that app is actually again for you. He is making a, and he is crossing the barrier of language. It will be available in all languages, and you will be able to know the prices of the commodity within 5 kilometers of your vicinity. It is a mobile application which would be available on all the platforms, Android and iOS, Windows 8, and all that. So this is actually the potential of data for you to engage with us. Code of Honor, I've already talked. Microsoft is awarding this thing, and these are the applications, some of the applications which have been developed by you, community, by the students, by the developers, and all of them are now available. You can go and get an access. You can read by going to our featured apps.gov.in. Just to mention some of the accolades which we have got. India, you'll be happy to know that India has been ranked 10th on the Global Open Data Index 2014, and OGD Platts also won the CSI Nihilent e-Governance Award for Excellence for the year 2013 and 14. We have even got E-India 2013 award for choice. Now, these were some of the accolades which OGD team had, but then over the time we realized that in order to encourage participation from the departments, we need to have an award for the Open Data Champion. That means the department which has contributed maximum quality data sets need and acknowledged. The first of its award was given this year, 2015, under the Web Ratna Awards for Open Data Champion. RGI was the first, the person to get the first award, the department, followed by Niti Aayog, then Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation, and then Ministry of Water Resources. I will skip this because this is not of your use. It is the potential data sets of the state, and you will be happy that we now put up a proposal for bringing states on board. We have realized that this initiative cannot be taken up alone in the ministries and departments. So states, departments of the states as well as the districts have to come up on board. Proposal is going to undergo a lot of processing here, and it may be 3-4 months time before it is approved, and then we expect more participation from the states. We expect state data available for you and which would be of more use to you. That's all from my side. Sitanshu, would you like to add something? Sitanshu, are you there?
Yeah, am I audible?
Questions? Yeah, Sitanshu.
Thank you, ma'am, for this nice presentation. Now the forum is open, so the community should ask their questions, and we are love to accommodate them also. Meanwhile, by December this year, we are planning another event. We'll send regular updates to the member of the community so that they could also participate in our open discussion. Where we last time we have one event in April where I think Nisha and other people have joined. So we are planning a similar event, an open house event in December, so that everybody could join and we can share our thoughts more on what kind of data is needed and what should more done on these platforms. So we'll keep you updated on this. So from my side, it's thank you so much for everything. And if somebody has some question, then we can love to accommodate that. Thank you.
Does anyone have any questions? Please put them in the side, and they can answer them as we go along.
Yeah, we have a question here.
Yeah, go ahead.
The question is whether the open data policy would override the map policies that the country currently has.
Alka, ma'am? Yo, she's muted. Okay.
So in that case, it will not overrule the map policy.
As a follow-up, has data.gov.in spoken to the Survey of India about releasing their maps?
Yes, we have, and they are now open in just letting us, view the maps. They are planning to do that, but definitely not download, since the maps are priced maps. So they are only going to give us that this map is available, share the metadata, allow you to view, but not to download.
We have time for one more question, and then we have to move on.
Can I have a question?
Pardon? Could you please repeat?
Sridhar, we can't have to type it out.
Sorry, I can't hear. There's a lot of echo.
Yeah, another question from the question he has is, what kind of granularity of data do we have? Most of the data sets that are available are at the country level or the state level. Is there any push towards getting more of city level, city specific data?
Yeah, as I told you, at the moment the policy pertains only to the central department. So the granularity is at an aggregated level. So once the states come in, on board, then we will get the much granular data sets. And then it depends from department to department. Few of them, like RGI, has even given household level data. And some departments give us aggregated state level data. So it is an initiative which has just picked up in the government. And I think we have full 6 months to 1 year for getting the granular data, maybe at the district city level. But then it just, it would really help if more and more data sets you request for, at least we will try to see that the gap is plugged by asking the chief data officers to release those data.
I have a question.
If you have any questions, put them out in the side chat. I would like to introduce Ramadun. Did I say that right? From Access to Knowledge, which is a project with Wikipedia in Center for Internet and Society. I'm just going to ask that you speak closely to the mic.
Does he have a presentation?
Do you have a presentation?
I don't have presentation yet, but just stats.
Okay. Go ahead.
So Access to Knowledge program is part of Center for Internet and Society, which works with developing Indian language Wikipedias. Currently, we are working with 5 language areas as focus language areas, and apart from that, we have 3 more languages where we are working on with some standalone projects. For us, open access is directly related as open data, and finally is considered as consumption of this data that is released under various open data projects like data.gov.in or any other census data or anything. We take that data and then consume it by inculcating that data into various articles on Wikipedia. And this is happening across 5 languages, which are Odia, Konkani, Kannada, Telugu, and Marathi, Kannada. And we are closely working with Tulu, Hindi, and Bangla languages. So mostly our work happens around Indian languages. This is one part of it. From the other side, we are working with contemporary writers in these languages who have written encyclopedic content to re-release their books or content into free licenses. Mostly it is under CC by SA license. We also encourage them to release under CC0 licenses. Once that content is relicensed, it gets placed onto commons.wikimedia.org, which is Wikipedia's project, where there are close to 3 crore media files available for free consumption. These are either under CC0, CC BY, or CC BY SA licenses. Now, once they are put up onto Commons, they are taken onto individual language wiki source, where this particular works, whether they are images or content, are translated or transformed into Unicode, which is the most consumable format for any computer. So once the content is in Unicode format, we can convert it into any form we want. We can use text-to-speech engines, or we can use whatever we want. So far, our work has been in these broad areas. In future, we are trying to get into like taking eSpeak kind of technologies and like combining them with Wikisource and Wikipedia, so that there is more accessibility to projects. This is going to happen in the next 6 months, and so far there are close to 5,000 books, or roughly putting it, there are around 1 lakh pages of folios that have been digitized by the A2K team across all these languages. Happy if data.gov.in kind of websites are under free license like CC by SA, which we can directly consume. Now with the copyright license tag, we cannot consume that data directly. This is about my presentation. Any questions?
Any questions?
Like typing. Google OCR is dependent on Tesseract again, which gives close to 70 to 80% accuracy with the current existing books. Whereas if we take older texts and try to run OCR on them, it doesn't work.
Who does the typing for you?
We have institutional partnerships with various educational institutions. In Bangalore, we have tie-up with Christ University. The undergraduate students of Christ University help us with typing. So it's given as assignment to them, and the community does the proofreading part of it and verifying the typed content.
So when do you say data.gov.in data is copyright?
Yeah.
Basically. So can Alka ma'am put some thoughts on that, can it be available on
It should
Creative
be
Commons
available
license.
either in CC0, CC BY, or CC BY SA. All these three licenses are allowed on Wikipedia and Wikipedia-based projects. So it would be good if such initiatives take this into consideration.
We are, as the policy, open data policy is, it states in the policy that it would be governed by all the existing laws and acts of the country. And then there is a section which talks of that the license would be dealt separately. So we formed a small subcommittee now under Department of Legal Affairs. Department of Legal Affairs Joint Secretary would be heading this committee, where we intend to work out the licensing which needs to be followed. But in the government, everyone has come up with this understanding that whatever it is, the data which has been actually collected using the taxpayers' money has got the right to be shared with anyone, used as well as reused. And as far as the commercial use of this data goes, well, the person is making, doing some value add on the data, and hence he is free to charge. So this is what was discussed in the last task force meeting, that the data, government data, is actually available to all for even making commercial use. But since it says in the policy that it would be abided or governed by within the ambit of all the existing laws of the country, we are making a small subcommittee, as I said, and very soon it will come up with the licensing policy of the data sets.
Thank you.
Yeah, but I had one question, rather a request. Where you're doing a wonderful job in, making access to knowledge open. And if I understood right, are you even using data from data.gov.in?
Yes, we are using.
If so, why don't you publish it as a blog or something in our community section? We would be very happy to have your blogs on this community section.
That could be done, but as I said, we are now able to use data.gov.in only as an external source, not as a...
Yeah, but you could write your blog on it. Your experience you could share with everyone.
Sure.
Yeah, thank you.
Any more questions? Any more questions? If you guys have any more questions, come up. Just put them in the chat in the side. So I think I'm going to have Ahmedabad go next. Maruf and Shravan, you guys ready to go?
Yeah, Nisha, we are ready to go.
Okay, you guys are up.
So we have Mr. Ramya Kumar Bhatt, Assistant Municipal Commissioner of Ahmedabad Municipal Corporation. He is in charge of e-governance and related aspects in the corporation. So he has kindly agreed to talk to us for 10-15 minutes about what his department is doing on e-governance and related to data. He has actually lots of interest in working with data and all that. So I hope we'll be able to listen and probably collaborate later. I leave the stage to him.
We start the presentation. Yeah, I will share the screen.
Yeah. Save that. I think first you should just introduce you. How to get out of screen share now? The browser. No, so this
This red button.
no, it's here. It's here. It's just going on. Just
On the presentation there, I will introduce her.
okay. It's here.
Yeah, good evening, friends. My name Ramya Bhatt. I'm working as Assistant Municipal Commissioner in the local body, Ahmedabad Municipal Corporation. I hope I am audible to everybody and back in the room. Yeah. Okay, so I'll quickly start my presentation. Sorry, the content is little bit different from what is being talked right now, but I hope you'll bear with me for a couple of first slides, and then we'll move into some core technical stuff. Yeah, please. So this presentation talks about the activities that has been carried out at Ahmedabad Municipal Corporation in e-governance as well as in the m-governance domain. These are the major activities that is being carried out. We have a call center for social media. We have city civic centers to give out some of the services. We have m-governance department. We have GPS and intelligent tracking system for our solid waste vehicles. We have video conferencing with state government. There are few Wi-Fi spots which people can access for free. We have GIS and spatial data. We have city surveillance going on, and many more stuff. So e-governance works as the core backbone of the city administration, offering various services to G2C, G2B, and G2G customers. If we see at the citizen level, we are offering taxation services, licensing services, birth and death registration, RTI complaints, building plan approval. We have mobile app, a website, and for all this digital IEC. Then we have G2B services, that is for business, ease of doing business, shops and establishment, e-procurement system, online payment gateway. Then we have G2G services, that is for our internal administration. We are managing the financial and accounting system for the AMC. We are doing asset management, budget management, fleet management, hospital management. So in general, Ahmedabad Municipal Corporation has a good e-governance system in place for last, I would say, 13 years. Since 2002, we have started this e-governance system in the Ahmedabad Municipal Corporation. The core aspect of the e-governance system is providing citizen services through what we call city civic centers. So we have 58 city civic centers. It is like the Jan Seva Kendra in other states. Where any citizen can walk in and avail many of the services that is available. We are here providing 14 services related to Ahmedabad Municipal Corporation, where they can pay taxes, they can get some of the certificates, they can file RTI applications, complaints, and all those things. And we are managing 58 of such centers as of now. This particular slide shows our growth. When we started in 2002-2003, we had close to 200,000 annual transactions in the system, and by the year 2014-15, that is closed last year in April, we are reaching almost 18.40 lakhs. So we are hopeful that maybe next year we'll close 2 million transactions in the e-governance platform. That is almost 10-fold increase in the total system. Apart from that, we are also managing what we call a virtual civic center. So all the services that is available in the city civic center, many of them are also available on website. So people can use these services, government services, from their ease of their home to pay taxes and get some of the certificates and all those things. We are also diverging into the new field of mobile applications for the citizens. As you know, these are some statistics that Gujarat has around 53.49 million mobile subscribers, and Ahmedabad has around 28 lakhs users, which access, out of which 60% access their internet through mobile phone. So we are also diving into the m-governance model. These are some of the examples what can be done on the M-governance system. So we are going to come up with an application, mobile application, where people can pay their property taxes, get their birth and death certificates, and all those things. We are also handling a grievance redressal system, which we'll speak about in a while, and that is completely accessible through their mobile application through app and SMS. Internally, we are managing around 880 vehicles which are plying around city roads to collect the garbage from the city, and it is real-time monitored through 10-second refresh rate. And we have created more than 25,000 POIs in the city to track whether each and every dustbin, each and every corner of the city has been served through these vehicles or not. We are getting this real-time information, route replay, and all those, some of the most sophisticated services that we can think of for our solid waste fleet management. This is the comprehensive complaint redressal system that I was talking about. We have close to 204 complaints predefined in the system. Each of these complaint has its own SLA, and if the complaint is not resolved within that time period, an escalation mechanism has been put in place. We have operated this system since July the 8th of 2013, and by today we have around 7.95 lakhs of complaints registered in the system, out of which 99% are closed within the satisfied time period. This is just a quick snapshot what kind of data that we have, and this is the main part that I and Maruf has discussed before this event, that this is somewhere where the expertise of this group can be helpful to us in identifying some of the pattern and data interpretation, that where are the chronic problems and what are the correlations that we can find with other sets of data that we have. This is just my last slide. It is a quick glimpse of what type of database that we have in Ahmedabad currently. We have 47,000 birth registrations in the system. So we have a record digitized from 1939. So all the birth registration that has happened in the city since 1939 has been digitized and put in the system. We have death registration from 1940s. We have around 18.72 lakhs properties in the property tax gambit. If we speak about professional tax, we have around 2.37 lakh professional tax paying people. If you see RTI just crossed the 10 years mark. So in our system, we have logged around 54,000 RTI. So that is a huge number when you compare to any other department in 10 years. And we have more than 9,100 appeals for the RTI that has been registered in the system. Our system has 12.92 lakh registered vehicles for the purpose of vehicle tax. We have the swimming pool registration is around 54,000. And as I told you, the complaints that has been received since July 2013 is around 7.95 lakhs. So that is it from my side, and I'm very happy to be here. And from next session onwards, I will be more participatory in this entire exercise. Thank you very much. Any questions that I can answer for you?
Yeah, Mr. Bhatt, it was a wonderful presentation, and really you've done a good work in Ahmedabad Municipal Corporation. It's really eye-boggling, I must say, mind-boggling, very good. I was just having a suggestion, like, as I talked of, Open Government Data Platform can also be offered on cloud as a, instance for your municipal corporation itself. Like Chennai Municipal Corporation had used this platform to conduct hackathons. You've got so many data and so many applications and services which are running. You could think of opening up your OGD initiative by, like we as a team could provide you this service, provide you the cloud instance of OGD platform, customize it for your own administration, where you could release your data sets in an open format. And now, since you have so many applications running, releasing the data will not be difficult, because you could release through an API or web service which we could contribute by consuming it and publishing it on your OGD instance. That was a suggestion which I had, and you could get back to me.
Surely, madam, the point is well taken, and I and Maruf has already discussed how to use the open data policy that the government has suggested, and make some really interesting data analytics out of the currently available data. And I'll be surely getting in touch with you whenever I am in Delhi, and also through emails. Thank you for your suggestion.
Yeah, you could make use of the policy. That is one thing. You could even have your own instance, your own portal, where you could showcase your own work. I mean, you could open up Ahmedabad Municipal Corporation Open Data Initiative, which we could help in setting it up for you. So you could have your own initiative, own instance, where you can publish the data sets, and then subsequently have number of hackathons and data meets to consume this data which you have by developing applications by the community itself.
Surely, we are looking forward for that opportunity, and we'll surely work on that part.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Any other questions you have? Anyone? Do you have any basic data sets planned? Does it form the part of the whole ego thing to provide data?
So we have most of our data available online. For example, all the property tax data and everything is available online for public's view. But it is, again, it's not in form of something that you can use outright. It's something that you have to query and get certain information, particularly for say any particular property you need some data or something like that. But we are working with Maruf to put it in terms of better to use format.
And anything to any framework to collect new kind of data?
Like?
Any framework to collect new kind of data, like data that is not, say, for example, you don't have archive to convert, and it is something that you want to, say, start gathering now.
If I can add to that, one thing would be, we don't have an idea about the public toilets.
Yeah.
Do we have
public toilets or hospitals, kind of mortality rates?
So we are coming up with our own GIS platform. In a short period of time, we'll be making a few of the maps available, and that will also share the locations for all the public utilities that we have. So public toilet is one, then the nearby container site where you can dump your solid waste, hospitals, primary health centers, and all those data will be available on the net in the near future. We're working on that.
It's really excellent, and it's very good to hear that all this is there, and you're coming up even with near future, all those things on geomaps and things like that. It would be really good. But my, again, simple suggestion would be that once when you're doing this, you could put it in an open format itself, like shape files or WML files, which could actually be more useful for people to make use of these services that you're giving. Because it's excellent work, and I feel that, as you said, that it is not in a very usable format at the moment. One has to drill down and query and then get into the exact data. You could work out your data sets which could actually be open without these queries. I mean, personal identification and all, you could put it as your negative list. And the rest, since you have an application through your web service, it can be exposed in open format as XML data, which could be utilized by many of the developers.
Surely, madam. We'll surely work on that and make it available on the public platform so that all the developers can use that.
Yeah, it's a very good initiative.
Thank you.
Thank you. Use the time to ask questions. He's looking to the.
I think we are done from. Yeah. So we are done with the AMC thing, and now we have something from DAICT guys. You.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, in fact, a team, a machine learning group of students from Dhirubhai Ambani Institute, they are giving this session where they will be working on some data sets that they have taken out of data.gov.in. So hopefully it's going to be interesting. We will have to give a 2-3 minutes break for them to set up their laptop and projection. Just bear with us for a few minutes.
So if this doesn't work, it's okay, I'll just show that one. I tried switching. It's okay. Next,
That's possible. You can also present from this as well.
Hey. Hi. Am I audible? Hey. Oh my. Okay. So we couldn't get my laptop connected to this, so we won't be able to present most of our visualizations, but we've got one which is online, so that should hopefully work. I'm just going to start the screen share. This one, right?
Go to
Oh, this was not used. Where is it? This opens my ear.
you just present.
That's it. I think people can see
Is this visible to you guys?
You can start.
Okay. So we asked some of our first, second year students to see what they could come up with using data.gov.in. That was the first time they had actually visited the site and gone through the data sets. So for most of our visualizations, we liked to use what Tuftes is, which is basically that induce the viewer to think more about the substance rather than about the methodology. So we try to make simple plots which tell a lot of things, like show a lot of trends and stuff like that. We try to pick on specific states and specific trends and find out explanations for them. So this is something pretty interesting. It's called the data ink ratio, which is equal to the data ink divided by the total ink used to print the graph. I'm getting my echo. So we used a Shiksha Abhiyan. So this is basically Government of India's flagship program for universalization of elementary education. One of their aims is to provide primary school education to all of the states, and they have some time frames set up for this. They also deal with girls' education and children with special needs, etc. So this was one of the data sets that we looked at. So for most of our data, we looked at like multiple data sets, took some columns out of them, made a whole master sheet of data and tried to visualize it. So this program was established in 2000 to 2001. Now, all this stuff was pretty exciting for us because we've never dealt with policy and laws and acts and ethical issues of data, etc. before. So, okay, we found that this SSA, the Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan, was one of the major funding or the major budgeting that the states were getting for their for improving education. So we just plotted the budget distribution on the map of India to see the different states and see where they rank. So we saw an abnormally high budget. This is the per capita budget which is plotted. So here we saw Arunachal Pradesh and Mizoram getting abnormally high per capita budgets. So we tried to figure out why the money is really going there and why is Arunachal Pradesh and Mizoram getting such a high per capita spending. What's the reason for this? We were going through all the budget allocations for the states. Okay, so this is what slower. Okay. It's okay, leave it.
Yeah. Okay.
It's very complicated.
You need to reduce the volume. So when you reduce your volume,
Okay.
Yeah.
So we were looking at Arunachal Pradesh and we saw that it was one of the highest contenders for the budget per capita. So why is that? So we went through the news and stuff like that and we found that the BJP demanded the state government to provide some extra budget for it this time, because it turns out that over the years it had sort of built up a debt and it had not paid the teachers who were teaching schools under, who were supposed to be paid by SSA. So for this particular year, the BJP had demanded that there be an extra fund allocation to Arunachal Pradesh. So this is what we found for Arunachal Pradesh, but we couldn't really figure out why Mizoram was getting such a high per capita budget allocation. So what is this scheme's budget allocation really based on? I mean, how do they decide what budget distribution to go for? So we decided to correlate it with the gross enrollment ratios. Okay. So we have, so how is the budget decided? Is it based on the gross enrollment ratio? So gross enrollment ratio was basically the number of actual students enrolled divided by the number of potential students that could be enrolled. So all the students of the primary age group is the denominator and the numerator is all the students who are actually enrolled in the school. So we had a simple hypothesis that states with low GER, as in a low percentage of students who are enrolled, should be allocated more money to improve their facilities. So there must be different facilities that the SSA could support, like you have infrastructure, you have increased spending on teachers, make them more expertized or specialized, and give better content, spread more awareness, get more people into education, etc., to educate students. And you had states with high GER, and you should probably allocate less money since they were already well off. So we decided to plot GER with the budget spending. So here the x-axis is the budget spending and the y-axis is the gross enrollment ratio. All these are different states. These states are basically the size of these bubbles. This is a bubble chart, and the size of these bubbles is representative of the literacy rate. So here, for example, we can see that Mizoram has a very high literacy state. It also literacy rate. It also has a very high gross enrollment ratio, and at the same time, it's getting a very high per capita expenditure from the budget. So why is the budget allocation this way? What if we could use this money going to Mizoram in a better way, by funding some states like perhaps Bihar, where the gross enrollment ratio is low, the literacy rate is low, and the budget allocation also seems to be pretty low comparatively. We had another state, Arunachal Pradesh, that we looked at. So these are basically the outliers of the data. Arunachal Pradesh is getting really high funding, but we already know why. So, and then there's Lakshadweep. So Lakshadweep is getting almost negligible funding from this particular scheme and has a pretty low gross enrollment ratio. But so there should be something done about that. So next we look at, okay. So next we looked at the pupil-teacher ratio. So some of the studies we had gone through suggest that the ideal pupil-teacher ratio should be around 20 to 25. This means that one teacher should be teaching 20 to 25 students and not more than that. Now we saw an enormously high number in, we have Bihar here. So Bihar has a pupil-teacher ratio of greater than 100, which is incredibly horrendously high. And then you have Jharkhand, which has a pupil-teacher ratio of 81. So we try to plot the budget allocation according to this, if there was some trend we can find here. So there were certain states out here which is between 20 to 25. I'm not sure you can see them since they're pretty light plots. These are the ones which are very ideal and are therefore getting low funding, which is really good. And we would expect that those states like Jharkhand and Bihar, which have a very low, very high pupil-teacher ratio, should probably get more funding. So these are just some basic inferences that we could come up with, which perhaps the government could take a look at. Now, we're not really policy students, so we don't know how that would actually work. We have literacy rate with the budget spending again, and we just saw that a simple finding was that the literacy rate was decreasing as the budget spending increased. So, so this means that states like Arunachal Pradesh are given really high, so they have a really low literacy rate and they're given really high amount of money, which is really good. Mizoram, on the other hand, is the opposite case. So we were just looking at particular data points like that. Okay, so finally we came to this plot which plotted dropout ratio. So the people who dropped out with the pupil-teacher ratio. So is there a correlation between them? Is it possible that if the pupil-teacher ratio is really high, the dropouts, the number of dropouts is also increasing? So we saw Mizoram. Okay, where's Mizoram? Sikkim. Okay, we saw Mizoram, which has an enormously high dropout rate. So that was pretty surprising to us because the cumulative results suggested that Mizoram had a very good literacy rate. It had a very small gender gap. In the sense, you could compare it to Kerala, which is supposed to be the most literate state in India. So you have Kerala, which has 91% literates. You have Mizoram, which has a literacy rate of 89%. Even the gender gap is closing in and very close to each other. However, so this was really curious that Mizoram came up with a 70% dropout rate in the 10th standard, and Kerala has a 0% dropout rate. So it was way above the national average. So it gets good funding. It has a great pupil-teacher ratio, Mizoram. It has great literacy. It has great gender parity. Why is it then that Mizoram drops out so much? So that these Mizos drop out so much? Is it that there are not enough schools? So we took the data sets of the number of schools in Mizoram and other states, etc. With some simple stat checking, we found that there is about 89% of the rural habitations in Mizoram have primary schools within them. Another comparison point was that Kerala, which has a zero dropout rate, has 61%. So what if, so the next thing we could think of is maybe what if the Mizos are just poor people who cannot afford to go to school. But Mizoram's per capita income was rupees 10,833, which matches Kerala's. So in terms of asset penetration, in terms of income, etc., it was at par at least with Kerala. So if the two states had such similar data, how is it that Mizoram was not able to retain its students in the 10th grade or the 8th grade, etc.? Why were so many people dropping out? So we later on found out that it's because of the number of secondary schools, it's because of the number of job opportunities, which are way lesser in Mizoram. So people either migrate away or simply drop out. So this was the same for a lot of other northeastern states that we saw. We saw Nagaland. Again, Nagaland also had an abnormally high. So we have Nagaland here, we have Sikkim here, we have Mizoram here. All these are the states with extremely high dropout rates and pretty low pupil-teacher ratio, which is what makes it very surprising. This is the quadrant which is supposed to be the ideal case, where you have the pupil-teacher ratio between 20 to 25, and you have the dropout rates also pretty low. All right, so we found some data on Nagaland, and we saw that their child labor, child marriage, etc. Was extremely high. And okay, I won't be able to show you the rest of the data sets because I couldn't connect my computer, but I'd like to talk about some of the problems the students faced while using data.gov.in. So we found certain data sets where it was hard to understand the scale of data. For example, is it the number of rupees or the crore of rupees or the growth in rupees, etc. So in some of them, it was not mentioned very clearly. For some others, it was unclear whether they were absolute numbers or percentages. So the analysis becomes completely distorted if data columns like these are misinterpreted. That was one. The second thing was the granularity of the data. We could not find local data at all, which one of the people here already raised. So also there were a lot of aggregate data catalogs, and if we could get lower level data, that would be really great. The third point was that a data description is really needed. So detailed metadata of the variables, the kind of variables they are, what they represent. If there could be a file which talks about these metadata, that would definitely be very helpful. The summary of the CSV files is given, which is pretty inadequate. And finally, we couldn't find some basic data sets that we were looking for, like per capita income distribution in states. I don't know if that was because of the search problems, search engine algorithm problems, or the data sets were not available. So that's it from my side. Thank you for listening to me.
I think planners here would approve that she spoke much like a planner. Yeah. Isn't it? Yeah. And she had an anticipatory way of saying that she doesn't know anything about policy, but she did speak like a planner. I think another applause for that. Questions, I think you can have, but not on the policy side, but on the tools and that would be a fair questioning.
The screen sharing?
These are all people working, researching on policy.
Okay.
Screen share stuff.
Any questions?
Okay, now.
Yes, hi. One question.
I can't hear you, so maybe if you could write it in the chat, that would be helpful.
Everyone says that good work, good presentation, excellent work. The points were noted.
Great.
Any questions from there? Bangalore, Hyderabad?
How is the dropout defined as per these data sets?
Nisha has a question. You can say your own.
How is the dropout defined as per these data sets? As in, are you asking me whether they were in terms of numbers or percentages? Or what exactly is the question here?
Dropping out of the school, that's all.
Dropping out of these schools, that's all.
But he unmute, he cannot do. He has to.
Yeah, so Nisha is on mute. We are not on mute.
No, the blue shirt.
Hello?
Yeah, it's like the X could be registered here. You drop out.
Hello? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay, hi. Okay, so great analysis. The question is to do with your comparison of Kerala and Mizoram. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, it sounds ghostly. Okay, so the question is, you came to a conclusion that people are leaving they're completing their first secondary education in their own state and then going on to go to Guwahati, Shillong. How did you get that information from this data?
Oh, that information was not from this data. We just found that out that there was a high dropout rate and all these things were not there, and the number of secondary schools were lesser compared to the other states. So that is all we found from the data. We looked elsewhere, we searched online, and then we came to know that they are migrating elsewhere to other states for looking for job opportunities or higher education. So,
okay. So
the idea was that maybe if the government worked on, looked at that would be helpful to students there.
Okay, sure, thanks.
No problem.
Can I talk? Yeah. Okay. Any more questions? And then we'll move on to Srinivas in Hyderabad. Yeah?
Yeah, one question from here.
Thank you guys. That was a really awesome analysis and a really good use of data.gov.in. Okay. Srinivas and Hyderabad are going to talk about opening up some data and how they did it. Oh, wait. There is a question in Ahmedabad. Can you guys save it for a little bit later? We're sort of running low on time. Okay, thank you. Okay, I'm muting. I don't know how to mute. Okay.
Am I audible? Hi guys. Oops. Okay. Hello. So I'm part of DataMeet's transport working group, and transport data is relatively hard to get in India. So I used to source physical records of railways and documents to actually create digital versions of these data. While doing so, I actually came across several data portals within the country, so which I highlighted it in my blog post during the entire week. I just want to point out a few of these data sets. One is Aadhaar's data portal. You can see that the data portal gives away data of enrollment processes generated by state, district, and also each enrollment in detail. So this data starts from 2012, 1st January of 2012, and is about 40 GB. Like, it's a really huge database at a very granular level, and it gives away metadata of districts, states, age groups, gender within the country, and how many of their other applications have been accepted or rejected. This data is a really good metadata which you can use to understand the demographics of India in a detailed level. and the number of data points are around 40 crores. That's like 400 million data points. The other database which I want to highlight is the customs e-commerce portal, Central Board of Excise e-commerce portal. Unfortunately, the site is not responding, but the customs authorities publish product details of every product being exported from the country and being imported from the country. This again is at a very granular level. It publishes the name of the product being exported or imported, the HS code, the customs valuation of the product, the quantity of, and also the origin and destination ports of the exports. This is a very good data set to understand trade related aspects of the country, like where do we get onions from, for example. Like the price of onions has increased so much that we're debating about the onion prices. Pulses, for example, are we importing any pulses to decrease the pulse prices in the country? You can query these data sets and you can come at some conclusions. One of the other portals I wanted to show is the RBI's database on Indian economy. RBI maintains a huge set of economic data collected from banks, other institutions throughout the country, and they update it weekly, daily. So you have data on RBI's balance sheets, foreign reserves. You also have details of every bank located in the country with their bank IDs, what sort of bank group they belong to, their address, and you have all sort of information for around 130,000 banks, I believe, in the entire country. And this again at a very granular level. So the other data set was ISRO's data. ISRO maintains a geo platform for India with data on satellite imagery, locations of tolls on the roads, urban data. They maintain state portals, they generate data for e-governance, forestry, and most of this is open on their geo platform. Like some of this data is really interesting to visualize. Like these are all the toll locations in India. So all of this data is on DataMeet's mailing list. Just go there, and if you want to talk about these, you can come talk about them on DataMeet's Hackpatch. Okay, so there are a couple of other data sets in the thread. I don't want to take more time, but most of this data is at a very granular level, and it's really interesting to analyze them. And coming on to transport, like me being part of transport, the DataMeet's transport working group, we have been curating a lot of transport data, which we intend to open up in the coming weeks. This is just a glimpse of what we're doing with the transport data. Here is a isochrene map which shows how far you can travel using Chennai suburban trains from Chennai Central within the city. There is a line in this route, a suburban line. That's the reason you can travel so far under 15 minutes. The color ranges here indicate that you can travel 5 minutes, 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, and 50 minutes. How far can you reach around the city? It's a reachability factors for Chennai using suburban trains. This is just a glimpse of what we are doing at DataMeet. I just wanted to highlight what we are doing apart from data.gov.in as a community, and I would really love some of these data sets being used for research by you guys, especially the Dhirubhai Ambani college students. It was lovely whatever you're doing, and I believe some of the data which I pointed out during this week would be helpful for your work. Hey. Oh. Hey. Yeah, that's it from me, and I'd love to see some of this data being at part of data.gov.in. Yes, questions? Okay, the question was, is RBI data spatially available? You do have addresses and to the points of administrative levels, but not spatially. You will probably have to geocode it to get spatial data out of it, but it's still at a very granular level than compared to what's available. It's muted so that it doesn't make sound. Yes, any other questions? But just hang around on DataMeet's threads. You should see a lot of this data being analyzed. It's still in a work in progress. And I just pointed out where the data set so that some of you guys can help me out in analyzing this.
Hello? Hello? Hello?
They can hear you.
Okay, but there's echo.
No, there's not.
Okay. Hi, guys. I also wanted to take a moment. Varun Gol was also released some data today. I'm going to present my screen. Can you see it?
That is fine.
He's with the Rain-Fed Agriculture Network. They've been working on the budget that's been allocated for agriculture projects, and they have made available a bunch of finance and revenue accounts from the Comptroller and Auditor General. It's on the DataMeet blog right now, and the GitHub, he has it up on the Rain-Fed Agriculture GitHub page. So we have that has also been released. So we have released quite a bit of data this week, so it's very exciting. Any other questions? Am I still sharing stuff? There we go. Okay. Sridhar, are you there?
Can you hear me? Hello?
We've been having trouble hearing you.
Hello?
Sridhar?
Yeah. Hello?
He's audible?
Hello? Hello, guys?
Yes.
Hello? 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 Hello?
We can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay. I think there's a problem. Hello? 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 Hello?
Hello?
Yeah?
We can hear you.
You can hear me? Okay. Yeah, thank you. This is Sridhar from Open Access India. Let me introduce this Open Access India to you. This is an advocacy group which is online mostly, that is on Facebook and other discussion social media points. What we are doing is like we are trying to educate our own peers and then taking the philosophy to them, like why publicly funded research should be publicly available and how they can do it and what are the resources or repositories available they can well utilize, and then we are going to talk to them about the copyright issues, like what are the policies being adopted by the publishers and what are the archiving policies, so that like they can open up their access to their research.
And now, like with this, starting with the Open Access Week, we have taken up one crowdsourcing project on mapping the publications being published in India and who has got, which has got the ISN numbers. So we are going to make it as an Excel, and we'll be putting the other data like URLs, and then whether it is open access or it is closed, or like whether means it is, what are these copyright policies, is there any article processing charges, everything. And then through, like, if somebody helps us, like we would like to geotag it with this, like we can, from the like location, suppose from Hyderabad, if any publishers are publishing journals, we would like to map it onto a map on Google or something like that. This is, we are thinking about it. And then we are planning, because I belong to agriculture sector, I'm a agriculture researcher. We have a international initiative on global open data in agriculture with DataMeet and other like Dhirubhai Ambani people or any other like, and the data.gov.in. We would like to have one hackathon on open data in agriculture somewhere at the Delhi or at the Bangalore, and we have, means we are talking with other people like Center for Internet and Society and the other like FAO and CG system people who can also contribute, and of course like our my ICAR. This, it's in the process. Maybe we can have it some, maybe in a next early of the year or after that. And then like we are following the DataMeet people and the data being released. And as the Alka ma'am was saying, that the most of the data is being is from the Ministry of Agriculture, and I'm glad most of our data is being released. But we are more are also concerned about the releasing the research data, which is which are being published in the journals. But we would like to have those published journals. We would like to scrap the data from those and then deposit into a public repository, if the journal allows us with their policies. So these are all the things which we are planning, but we are not much technologically active in this regard, but more into advocacy. Thank you. Hello? Yeah, finish my talk.
Hello? Okay. Thank you so much, Sridhar. Any questions? And we will also help plan the hackathon on agriculture next month, I believe, if that's where you guys are planning to do. And I think someone in Ahmedabad wants to talk. We have a very little bit of time left. We're over, but just like a couple of minutes. Yeah. Okay, Maruf.
Yeah, this is Mr. Jayesh Gohil who wants to speak. If you remember, he was one of the speakers in the first meetup that we had, and he had done some work in organizing the Ahmedabad Municipal Transport Services ka data. We have a blog post on that. He just wants to speak something about bridging the gap between for the benefit of data.
Yeah, hello everyone. I just want to add to this whole conversation is basically what I feel is the government collects some kind of data. There are people who have started taking up their initiative and they start doing their own thing. They start collecting their kind of data.
Now, what I think what we need is also a way by which people could actually go ahead and help the government get this data in. Like, you don't always want to rely on the government to map everything for you and then make it available. You could actually go ahead and think of, say, collecting some kind of data, and you should be able to do that maybe through some kind of an app that you devise by yourself, but it should be such a process that you could actually go ahead and distribute it. I don't say, for example, right now, yeah, open data, the data meet thing does form that kind of an intermediary. But I think there should be some a way of approaching the government directly with the kind of data that anybody has collected, because maybe I don't trust the kind of data that government gives me, first place, and secondly, the kind of data I collect is not complete at all, is what I know. So there's always this incompatibility that lies, which I think we should also address and make the data more useful. Yeah.
Is it gonna, okay, oh. Awesome. Thank you for that. Please write that up so we could share it, or share the blog post. Okay, guys, I think if there's any other questions, thoughts, concerns, stories, we're a little bit over time, but it would be great to hear from the general audience about some of the things regarding open access, open data that people want to do or thinking that they would like to see happen. It would be a little bit more efficient to put it in the chat box, just so we don't, you know, we don't kind of lose people. But if anyone has any last minute thoughts, then we will wrap up. Calm down. Oh, I'm not muted.
So there is this project called Wikidata, which is completely about open data available through Wikipedia projects. This does its job by combining everything, every data available on Wikipedia and related projects through a graph database. So there are also relations among different items that are available. This could be one of the ways that we can see or visualize data. The project is available at wikidata.org.
Wikidata.org. Okay, I think we're going to wrap up. I really want to thank everyone for joining us and being patient through our technical difficulties. This is the first time we've done this, so it's very exciting to be able to work these things out. I hope we can share with our other chapters all the things that are going on and the cool stuff that's happening all the time there. So I want to, thanks. I want to give everyone a round of applause for sharing and coming and having a great conversation. We at DataMeet, we try to do events like this fairly often. There's about 5 chapters now who are meeting basically every 4 to 6 weeks. Every year we do an open data camp in Bangalore and one in Delhi. Delhi's open data camp will be November 21st or 22nd. And please join the DataMeet Google group if you are not on to continue the conversation. And feel free to share kind of ideas or more thoughts about what we can do in the future. It'll be great to kind of hear from people and get projects going as interest rises. So thank you all. and I will hopefully see you on the list. We'll turn the thing on. Bye. Wave. Oh, wait. My camera isn't working. Oh.